Hello. So, this little guy right here, which doesn't look like much but two sticks and some roots, this is actually a Ginkgo Biloba tree. And last year, before the end of the summer, it experienced a good amount of drought, basically due to its owner not watering it so well, and it only being in like 5 inches of soil. But I was a little curious if it was still alive or if I could propagate it. And so I scratched down here at the bark, and of course I have a shitty camera that doesn't focus well, but there's still green under that. The phylum is still green, which means it's not dead. I'm really surprised by this. I cut a couple pieces off of it that I knew the ends of it were definitely dead. They were dry. But even some of these spots up here, there was still some green left here. And then I started taking a really close look at these little buds that are around the edges here. And some of these buds have tiny, tiny little green spots coming out. Right now it's the end of March, beginning of April. And I thought this thing was dead. But it seems to have survived. I don't know how. Apparently ginkgos are very cold hardy. There's a tiny little green spot on this bud right here, which is almost impossible to see with my phone camera. But I promise you, it's right here at the tip of my finger. And this Ginko Biloba is going to survive. And I would bet in the next month or so, I'm going to see some tiny little green branches coming out of it with some new leaves, which I am incredibly impressed by. I left this thing out here all winter long. And I live in Zone 6B in New York, Hudson Valley. I did not think that the roots on this thing would survive in the kind of cold that we get in this zone for, the entire winter. But I scratched at it, and the phylum is still green, which, you can kind of see it in my camera, kind of. But holy shit, this fucking Ginkgo biloba survived. So I actually took the piece that I cut off of here, put it in some rooting hormone, brought it inside. Actually, no, I didn't bring it inside. It's right here. I put it in some rooting hormone. As a matter of fact, right here is another little tiny green spot, which I suspect is going to be a bud that comes in with some leaves and maybe a branch. I can't fucking believe that this thing survived. I've heard they're cold hardy. I've heard they're hardy. But holy shit, I had no idea. So, if you got a Ginkgo biloba, you think you killed it last year, scratch the fucking bark off, check to see if you still have green phylum. If you do, it's not dead. Just give it time. Let it grow. I kind of wish I didn't cut all these parts off of it, but I have a sinking suspicion that it's actually going to start growing within the next couple weeks, and I'm going to see some green popping out of it. I hope that this one here that I put in the rooting hormone is going to be okay. Worst comes to worst, I have a feeling this one's going to survive. Amazing little tree. It's beautiful and very, very hardy. They're known to survive like extinction level events. They survived the extinction level event that killed the dinosaurs. They're ancient. Beautiful. Very surprised by that. I've been taking care of trees and plants for a long time. Never thought that this thing would have survived the winter here. Never thought it would have survived the lack of water that it had last season. And just amazed that this little guy is probably going to grow this year. And if it does, I'm going to take really good care of it and make sure it's okay. Amazing, amazing little tree. Just making this quick video to throw it out there because I like to garden. Ginkgo bilobas are beautiful trees, and holy shit, this thing survived. I have no idea how it did, but it's clearly still alive. It's got green phylum underneath the bark. So if you got a Ginkgo biloba, you think it's dead, give it time. They pop back. Amazing. So hopefully this one will do okay. If it does, I'll have 2. That'll be great. But this one here is the one I'm worried about. But I'm almost 100% positive. If I report back in 2-3 weeks, this thing is going to have some shit coming out of it. And I think it's going to do all right. So just throwing it out there as a gardener. Ginkgo biloba, baby. I mean, amazing little plant. Beautiful tree. Apparently very hardy. And I mean really hardy, because there is a minimum amount of soil in here. This thing's been exposed down to like -10 degrees this year. That's pretty hardcore. So we're going to do what we got to do, try and keep them alive. And that's that. So if you stopped by and checked out the video, thank you. Otherwise, have a great day. And good luck to your ginkgos.